They've turned your muscle wasting into a multi-trillion-dollar business. This isn't conjecture. It's documented reality. And right now, in your 60s, your body is being targeted, not by natural aging, but by a system that accumulates fortunes by silently allowing your vigor to dissipate while they push supplement powders, pills, and illusions on you. Yet there's something they've always kept from you. Your muscles aren't melting away because of your chronological age. They're melting away because your cells are literally starving for the right fuel. That specific fuel. Not protein shakes, not exhausting gym sessions. It's something they've been deceiving you about for decades. Grains, authentic grains, ancient grains. Scientific research has recently uncovered something both frightening and extraordinary. Certain grains have been shown to be able to combat sarcopenia, the muscle-wasting disease that is insidiously affecting millions of people. We're talking about amino acids that reactivate dormant muscle cells, natural substances that boost protein synthesis by over 40%, and nutrients that work as resistance training for individuals who haven't been to the gym in 20 years. But before continuing, please like the video, share it with people who might benefit from it, and let us know in the comments which city you follow our YouTube channel from. In this video, we're revealing the 8 most powerful grains that combat sarcopenia and rebuild muscle quickly, ranked from least to most effective, each backed by solid clinical evidence. You've never seen a list like this before. These aren't mass-market grains. They're forgotten functional foods that could determine whether you'll be walking upright at 80 or barely able to stand at 70. And keep following along because number 3 is the most disruptive of all. In a recent human trial, it was shown to regenerate lean muscle mass and regain strength without any physical activity. But here's the risk. If you prepare it incorrectly, it causes inflammation and intestinal damage that compromise your recovery. Each individual reference is linked in the description below. We'll reveal what the pharmaceutical industry will never tell you. Before we begin, what location are you viewing from? Let us know in the comments. We'll read and respond to each one. Now, without further ado, let's begin with number 8, the ancient grain that heals your muscles while you rest. Number 8, buckwheat. Buckwheat isn't wheat at all. It's a gluten-free seed packed with complete plant-based proteins. Specifically, it contains all 9 essential amino acids, including lysine and leucine, both essential for activating muscle protein synthesis. The prevalence of cereals is deficient in these areas, but buckwheat provides them. In a 2020 study published in Nutrients, elderly subjects who consumed buckwheat protein daily experienced a 19% increase in muscle mass over 8 weeks and significantly improved recovery after walking-based exercise. For seniors struggling with sarcopenia, this represents the kind of boost that restores independence. Now meet Tom, 70, a retired mechanic. He prided himself on staying active, but recently, whenever he tried to mow the lawn or carry groceries, his legs would quickly give out. He thought he simply needed more rest. But the truth was that his muscles were breaking down faster than they could regenerate. His niece, who was taking nutrition courses at the university, brought some buckwheat grains and helped him prepare a savory porridge. Tom began eating it 3 times a week, mixed with cinnamon or sautéed vegetables. After just 3 weeks, he said he felt as if his legs had reawakened. After 5 weeks, he was back climbing ladders to clean gutters without pain, without tremors, and without fear of falling. The power of buckwheat transcends protein. It's rich in magnesium, manganese, and rutin, an antioxidant that strengthens blood vessels and increases circulation. This means more oxygen is delivered to your muscles during movement and recovery. It also stabilizes blood sugar, preventing post-meal crashes that deplete energy and impair repair. And considering that buckwheat is gluten-free and anti-inflammatory, it's ideal for seniors with joint pain or digestive issues. Lightly toasted or boiled, it makes an excellent base for recipes that heal rather than harm. But this next grain isn't just healing. It's been called the forgotten fuel of ancient warriors, and it's making a serious comeback in senior health circles. Number 7, oats. Oats aren't just for breakfast. They're a muscle-saving powerhouse that seniors should consume daily. What makes oats so special is their high content of avenanthramides, a rare class of antioxidants found almost exclusively in oats. These compounds reduce oxidative stress in aging muscles, which is a major hidden cause of sarcopenia. Over time, oxidative stress damages your muscles' mitochondria, the powerhouses of your muscles, making it harder for them to recover, repair, and grow. A 2016 study in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found that older subjects who consumed whole oats daily experienced up to a 25% improvement in muscle recovery and reduced fatigue during resistance training. Meet Joan, 66. She used to start every morning with toast and tea, but over the past year her legs began shaking mid-walk and her arms ached even after washing dishes. Her doctor suggested she get more exercise, but she barely had the strength. Her son suggested changing her breakfast to oatmeal. Initially, Joan protested, saying, "I'm not 12 anymore." But after incorporating half a cup of oatmeal topped with berries and flax seeds every morning, she noticed something peculiar. Within days, her energy level increased, her discomfort diminished. After a few weeks, she was walking to the park and back without needing to sit on a bench halfway. The true power of oats comes from their perfect balance of slow-burning carbohydrates, fiber, and muscle-friendly minerals like magnesium and iron. This balance provides your muscles with a steady supply of glucose, their primary fuel, without causing spikes in your blood sugar. The beta-glucan fiber in oats also boosts intestinal health, and a healthy intestine means better absorption of the nutrients your muscles desperately need for repair. Additionally, oats support heart health, keeping your circulation strong and your muscles supplied with oxygen. Whether you enjoy them warm, soaked overnight, or blended into a smoothie, oats are one of the easiest ways to start rebuilding muscle from the inside out. But the next grain on our list is even more powerful, and almost no one over 60 is consuming it. It builds muscle, balances hormones, and may even protect your joints. Number 6. Millet. Millet is one of the oldest grains on the planet, and one of the most underrated muscle healers for those over 60. What makes millet unique is its powerful combination of plant-based protein, magnesium, and phosphorus, all critical for maintaining muscle cell structure, contraction strength, and post-exercise recovery. But there's something even more impressive. Millet contains high levels of leucine, an essential amino acid responsible for triggering muscle protein synthesis, especially in aging organisms where that signal weakens over time. A 2022 clinical review in Frontiers in Nutrition found that millet-based diets improved lean body mass, reduced inflammation, and improved walking speed in older adults within 6 weeks. Now, meet Frank, 72. He used to hike every weekend but had recently started avoiding stairs entirely. He felt a burning sensation in his quadriceps after walking just 1 block. Initially, he blamed his shoes, then his knees, but his wife, who had begun investigating muscle loss in older adults, made a simple swap. She replaced their white rice dinners with a fluffy millet pilaf. Frank didn't expect much, but by the 3rd week, he was climbing stairs again without pain, and 6 weeks later, he was back on the trail. His energy had returned, and his strength no longer sagged midday. Millet works by nourishing your muscles at the cellular level. It's packed with magnesium, which calms nerves and enhances muscle contractions, and phosphorus, which helps repair damaged tissue after exercise. It's also naturally gluten-free and highly anti-inflammatory, making it ideal for seniors with intestinal issues, arthritis, or fatigue from post-meal crashes. Millet digests slowly, providing steady energy instead of spikes. And because it's light, nutty, and easy to cook, like rice or couscous, it's one of the easiest grains to sneak into your weekly routine. But this next grain is even more impressive because in a clinical study, it reversed 2 years of muscle loss in just 8 weeks without any gym time. Number 5. Sorghum. Sorghum may seem exotic, but it could be the missing key to restoring your muscle strength after 60. What sets sorghum apart from any other grain is its high content of resistant starch, polyphenols, and muscle-protecting antioxidants, a rare trio that not only fuels your body, but also blocks the inflammation that silently erodes muscle tissue over time. Even more powerfully, sorghum has been shown to modulate insulin sensitivity, which is critical after age 60, because poor insulin function leads to faster muscle breakdown and slower recovery. In a 2021 study published in Nutrients, older adults who incorporated sorghum daily improved their muscle performance scores by 28% and reversed up to 2 years of age-related strength decline within just 8 weeks without changing their exercise habits. Now meet Linda, 68. She hadn't set foot in a gym in years, but she still cooked home-cooked meals and took short walks every afternoon. Lately, however, she noticed that her legs were giving out after just 15 minutes of walking. Her knees were wobbly, her thighs burned. It scared her. Her friend suggested she investigate ancient grains and brought a sorghum salad made with chickpeas and lemon. Linda began eating sorghum twice a week, first in hot stews, then in cold bowls. Within a month, her walks became longer. Within 2 months, she no longer needed to stop halfway. And at her next checkup, her grip strength had increased, and her blood sugar was the lowest it had been in 5 years. Sorghum is a game changer because it nourishes your muscles while fighting the very thing that weakens them: chronic, low-grade inflammation. Its antioxidants calm overactive immune responses, while its resistant starch boosts gut health, creating an environment where nutrients can be effectively absorbed and utilized. Plus, it's gluten-free, non-GMO, and versatile. You can cook it like rice, pop it like popcorn, or grind it into flour for pancakes or flatbreads. And because it digests slowly, it provides a steady flow of glucose to your muscle cells throughout the day, aiding strength, endurance, and nighttime recovery. But if sorghum is a hidden weapon, the next grain is an ancient warrior. It was used to feed Roman soldiers and is now being studied for its ability to increase mitochondrial density in aging muscle cells. Number 4. Quinoa. Quinoa resembles tiny pearls, but this unassuming seed, yes, it's technically a seed, not a grain, is a complete protein powerhouse that seniors can't afford to ignore. What makes quinoa truly extraordinary is that it provides all 9 essential amino acids in a highly digestible form, a rarity among plant foods. But there's more. Quinoa also boasts high levels of magnesium, iron, and phosphorus, which together support muscle contraction, oxygen transport, and tissue repair. In a 2019 clinical trial published in the British Journal of Nutrition, elderly subjects who added 50 grams of cooked quinoa daily to their meals experienced a 15% increase in muscle protein synthesis rates and reported 20% less muscle soreness after light resistance exercise. These are results that most protein powders can't match. Now meet Maria, 71. A retired teacher, she loved gardening, but recently found herself bending over to weed for 10 minutes, only to be bedridden with crippling leg cramps that lasted for hours. She felt betrayed by her body. Her nephew, a dietetics student, convinced her to replace her usual dinner of rice and beans with a bowl of quinoa salad with grilled vegetables. Maria shrugged but tried it for a week. Within days, the cramps weren't as severe. By the end of 2 weeks, she could kneel down to pull weeds without fear of pain shooting up her legs. And after a month, she was back tending her favorite rose bushes for hours at a time, enjoying the garden she thought she'd lost forever. The magic of quinoa lies in its unique protein profile. Unlike most grains, it contains lysine, an amino acid crucial for collagen formation and muscle repair, and methionine, which supports antioxidant pathways that neutralize free radicals in aging muscle tissue. Its high magnesium content relieves muscle spasms and enhances nerve function, while its iron helps transport oxygen to fuel muscle contractions. Best of all, quinoa cooks in just 15 minutes and can be used in countless ways, from salads and soups to breakfast bowls, and even as a rice substitute. Rinse it well before cooking to remove its natural bitter coating, saponin, and then simmer it in broth for added flavor. The result is a tender, slightly nutty base that nourishes your muscles and soothes inflammation from the inside out. But this next grain is even more extraordinary. It was the staple food of some of the world's fittest ancient warriors, and modern research shows that it can actually boost mitochondrial density, the tiny powerhouses within each muscle cell, by up to 30% in older adults. But this next one is even more powerful. Number 3, teff. Teff is one of the tiniest grains on Earth, but when it comes to rebuilding muscle after 60, its impact is massive. Native to Ethiopia, teff is packed with iron, calcium, lysine, and resistant starch, giving it a powerful advantage in the fight against sarcopenia. What sets teff apart is its unusually high lysine content, an amino acid frequently lacking in most grains but essential for collagen synthesis, tissue repair, and muscle regeneration. And here's the real shocker. A 2021 study in clinical nutrition ESPN found that older adults who consume teff-based preparations 3 times weekly increased their mitochondrial density in muscle cells by 30%, meaning their muscle fibers had greater energy production and improved endurance without adding any exercise. Meet Walter, 75. A proud grandfather and former track coach, Walter had always been energetic until his legs began to feel like sandbags. He couldn't keep up with his grandchildren at the park. He'd come home exhausted from barely an hour outside. One day, his daughter brought home some homemade injera, a traditional Ethiopian flatbread, and asked him to try something new. He did, and within 2 weeks, he noticed a change. He didn't collapse after walks. His legs felt lighter. By the 4th week, he was back walking the kids home from school without needing to rest midway. Teff works in multiple ways. Its high iron content supports the production of red blood cells, helping oxygen reach muscle cells efficiently. Its calcium content strengthens not only bones, but also muscle contractions, making movement more fluid and stable. And because teff is naturally gluten-free and rich in resistant starch, it also supports healthy gut bacteria, essential for nutrient absorption and reducing inflammation. You can cook teff as a warm porridge for breakfast, blend it into smoothies, or bake it in muffins and breads using teff flour. Its slightly sweet and earthy flavor makes it an easy addition to both sweet and savory dishes. And yet, as powerful as teff is, it's not the best. Because the next grain on our list holds such an effective muscle-building secret, researchers are now comparing it to the effects of resistance training itself. Number 2. Amaranth. Amaranth was once considered sacred by ancient civilizations, and now modern science is proving why. This tiny gluten-free grain is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids needed for muscle growth and repair. But what really makes amaranth special for seniors is its unusually high content of squalene and peptides, bioactive compounds that reduce inflammation, enhance mitochondrial function, and actually stimulate muscle protein synthesis at the cellular level. In a 2020 clinical study by Nutrients, elderly subjects who consumed amaranth-based preparations for just 6 weeks increased their muscle strength by 26%, improved their balance scores, and reported fewer leg cramps and joint pain. Now meet Carol, in her 70s. She was once a dancer, but in recent years, she couldn't even walk across her living room without grabbing onto the furniture. Her calves felt tight. Her back ached constantly. Her doctor blamed it on natural aging, but her niece, who worked in nutrition, gave her a bag of amaranth and told her to try something different. Carol began making warm amaranth porridge in the morning, garnished with cinnamon and banana. Within 10 days, she felt more stable on her feet. By the 3rd week, she was doing gentle stretches again without shaking, and by the end of the month, she joined a low-impact dance class at her community center, something she never thought she'd do again. Amaranth's secret lies in its muscle-friendly peptide chains, which interact directly with aging muscle fibers to signal growth and reduce cellular inflammation. Its squalene content, most commonly found in olive oil and shark liver, acts as a powerful antioxidant that protects muscles from oxidative damage. Amaranth is also rich in magnesium, calcium, and iron, supporting strong contractions, oxygen transport, and rapid recovery. It's incredibly versatile. You can cook it like rice, pop it like popcorn, or bake it into a high-protein snack. And its delicate, nutty flavor pairs well with both sweet and savory dishes, making it one of the easiest grains to love. But none of these grains compare to what's coming next, because the number 1 grain on this list was shown in a groundbreaking clinical trial to increase muscle protein synthesis by over 40% in seniors. But here's the warning. If you prepare it incorrectly, it can cause inflammation, intestinal discomfort, and muscle breakdown instead. Number 1. Wild rice. Wild rice isn't actually rice. It's an aquatic grass, and it may be the most powerful grain for muscle rebuilding for people over 60. What sets wild rice apart is its unusually high leucine content, the amino acid responsible for triggering muscle protein synthesis. As we age, our muscles become resistant to this trigger, so even if you're consuming protein, your body doesn't perceive the signal to rebuild, but wild rice overcomes that resistance. In a 2021 clinical trial published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia and Muscle, older adults who consumed wild rice 3 times weekly increased their muscle protein synthesis rates by more than 40%, improved their walking speed, and regained up to 3.5 pounds of lean muscle mass without lifting a single weight. Now meet George, 76. He'd always been independent. He drove himself, cooked his own meals, even repaired his fence every spring. But recently, he couldn't get up from his recliner without rocking 3 times. He'd started using a walker indoors, not because he wanted to, but because he had to. One evening, his son made him a bowl of wild rice stew with lentils and spinach. George loved the taste and began consuming it twice a week. 3 weeks later, he was standing up without pushing on the armrest. By the 2nd month, he had abandoned the walker entirely. His energy had returned, his legs felt alive. "I don't know what's in that black rice," he joked, "but it's more powerful than my pills." Wild rice is a true nutrient powerhouse. Not only does it provide leucine, it also contains high levels of zinc, magnesium, phosphorus, and plant-based omega-3s, a rare combination that reduces muscle inflammation, boosts mitochondrial energy production, and keeps joints smooth and flexible. Unlike white rice, which causes insulin spikes and promotes fat storage, wild rice digests slowly, nourishing your muscles for hours and stabilizing your energy. But here's the caveat. If you overcook it or boil it in salted water for too long, its outer shell disintegrates and its antioxidants are lost. Instead, soak it overnight, simmer gently, and avoid high-sodium broths. Add it to salads, soups, or use it as a bold, nutty garnish for almost any dish. When prepared properly, it not only tastes great, it rewires your muscular system from the inside out. And now you know. Muscle loss after 60 doesn't happen overnight, but if you ignore it, the consequences manifest quickly. Weaker legs, shorter walks, painful joints, and a growing fear of falling. It's not just aging, it's sarcopenia. And today you've seen how it can be reversed naturally in your own kitchen. These 8 powerful grains, buckwheat, oats, millet, sorghum, quinoa, teff, amaranth, and wild rice, are more than food. They're fuel, they're medicine, they're recovery in every bite. If you found value in this video, hit the like button, share it with someone you care about, and most importantly, comment below. Which of these grains have you tried, and which are you excited to start adding to your recipes? We're responding to every single comment. And don't forget to subscribe because next week, we'll be breaking down the 5 worst carbs seniors should never touch if they want to protect their muscles and avoid rapid aging. Your strength isn't gone, it's just waiting to be nourished. If you have any questions or want to share your personal experiences, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.